Welcome everyone to Data Drivers, a Splunk racing series where we go racing on iRacing, and then we get hands-on with the data from iRacing using Splunk's observability for IT and DevOps portfolio. My name's Corey Minton. I'm an IT strategist at Splunk, and I'm super excited to have you join us. And I do want to say a welcome to those of you who are watching the CIO chat show with Josh Atwell here on Splunk's Twitch channel, and want to say thanks for joining us. Hopefully you enjoy some of this racing action today. Be sure to subscribe to the Twitch channel by hitting that subscribe button now. And I want to go ahead and welcome my co-host for today's show, Kyle Prinz. Kyle, welcome to Data Drivers.
Hey, thank you for having me back. You know, we're on race number 5 here at Twin Ring Motegi, which is not only fun to say, but it's even more fun to race. So I am glad to be here. Glad that you all are here as well. Please feel free to chat with us over on Twitch on the side, which side it's on. And please join back with us race 6 when we head over to sunny Sonoma, California, which I need to get some practicing in as well.
No judgment on your race skills, but we are excited to have a fantastic field joining Kyle and I on track today. We've got John Hayward joining us again. He's a big fan of GT3 as Splunker, and he set the pole position for us. Rounded out, Jeremy Howerton's taking P2. I was able to get P3. And I do want to say a quick welcome to a few new racers to the series. Haley Ferrario is actually joining us under the name Ben Derringer there from the Splunk office in San Francisco. She's our events marketing manager. And we've got Tim Hard returning and Tom West, member of the Big Data Beard team. And we are just about underway here at Twin Ring Motegi. The lights are out, Kyle. John Hayward leads the way down the track. Jeremy Howerton squeezing over, trying to block me out as he pilots that McLaren into the first turn. And wow, George Wicker making the move there to get into the third position. I'm going to try to hold on to John Hayward as much as I can and fight off a couple of really fast McLarens right behind me.
You are in the danger zone right now because you are in between both members of the Hayward family on there that are racing with us today, John and Kelly Hayward, who are both very talented racers and a threat to be reckoned with.
They sure are. Well, and you'll notice there's actually a new car out on the track. That is the Porsche 911 GT3R. It's a new addition to the iRacing GT3 class of cars. It just came out in June. And so we wanted to go ahead and race some of these to get some data to see how interesting sort of the data set comes off these unique cars that are maybe a bit different than the McLarens that we've been used to driving so much. And you can see there George Wicker and Jeremy Howerton battling it out for that third position, holding on right there. I'm thankfully piloting that 911. It's a pretty sticky little ride. Although it doesn't feel very fast, it seems like it's a pretty quick one.
Yeah, you're handling it pretty well. And I've noticed, too, we've got a couple sweet paint jobs out there as well. Did you put yourself in the car as well as on the car?
Yes, I did.
Is that what I'm seeing correctly?
I'm in the car, but I know that it's sim racing, and I know people can see my beautiful face, behind the helmet because I'm not actually in there. So I wanted to actually showcase myself to all of you by painting my car with my face on it. Yes, that is true. I did.
I noticed as well, shout out to Ryan Plass, who has the special edition Splunk Trust car with Duck Fez, the one and only Dwayne Waddle, who is a fellow, Tennessee resident, so near and dear to my heart, and just an all-around great Splunker. And he is adorning the side of Ryan's vehicle as well. I'm sensing a theme that we have going on right now.
Yeah, I may have stolen the idea from Ryan. I thought it was so cool that he had a Splunker, Splunk Trust member on the side of the car that I absolutely co-opted his design criteria. Well, there you can see Kyle, you're chasing down Kelly Hayward, and there's the Dwayne Waddle Duck Fez Splunk Trust Lamborghini this time. Ryan's been moving through the cars. Oh, and by the way, there's Tom West in that beautiful McLaren painted a McLaren livery from the F1 2020 season and that McLaren GT3. Tom West, member of the Big Data Beard team, the master of the dashboards for much of what we did with virtual race2.conf. And there we see Jeremy Howerton fighting for that third place position. Seems like we're going to have some action here between Jeremy. Oh, hey, quick fun story. I don't know if you noticed this there on screen, but Jeremy Howerton thought it would be comical to also put me on his car because apparently he finds that flattery gets you a long way with me, and you're likely to get more airtime if I'm on the hood. Look at there.
Just keep in mind that it doesn't exactly help with speed as well, though.
It's not a fast beard, but if you do want to check out what I'm doing on GitHub, my handle is one fast beard, and the wind in the beard on the car makes me feel even faster.
No.
There, Haley. You know, Haley's been. This is incredible. So Haley is completely new to sim racing. Logged in an hour before the race, got a few laps in, and she's doing phenomenal. A kind of testament to her native and natural skills. A motorcycle rider, fan of all things petrol, and she's turning that passion into a pretty good performance here on iRacing.
Now, I heard you mention a few times that we've got a sim racing rig set up in San Francisco in a Splunk office. What's going on there? Can you share some more around that?
Yeah, I sure can, Kyle. So we wanted to engage and invite more Splunkers to come join us. And frankly, one of the things that's happening is this Data Driver series that you're watching is starting to gain even more attention with our Splunk customers and our partner community as a really exciting way to get hands-on with Splunk. The data set we're starting to make available to more groups within Splunk, and they're finding that the data that comes off of iRacing and the story you can tell with racing is so fun and cool and approachable, and it crosses sort of global boundaries on a context. And so we've really put some wood behind this data driver's arrow, if you will. And so we've actually landed a simulator in the San Francisco office and in the Santana Row office, and we'd invite you to come back and watch the next race in Sonoma, where we're actually going to have a couple of Splunk executives joining us, and we're going to have a few Splunk senior executives joining us on the hackathons to give us some of their perspective, which is going to be super fun.
Yeah, and those hackathons have just been an absolute blast. And if this is your first time watching, or you're a bit out of sync or a bit behind on what we've done so far, let me share a bit around what we've done. So our hackathons are always the day after the race initially broadcast. So if you're watching this on Thursday, the hackathon will be tomorrow. So our first hackathon, we covered PC infrastructure data. So using Splunk Ollie Cloud's Smart Agent to pull in PC infra data. Then the second hackathon, we used that custom script that we wrote for the virtual race to .conf 2020. We've upgraded that, given it a bit of a facelift, and we are now natively importing all of that data into Splunk Observability Cloud. So now we have all this data into Ollie Cloud, and we made some visualizations out of that with Hackathon 3. Now, Hackathon 4, we transitioned a little bit over to Splunk Enterprise and ITSI, and we began to build a service which then helped us monitor tire health, as well as a few other services that we would want to build. Hackathon 5, which was last time, Hackathon 4, I'm getting my numbers backwards. We began to analyze the performance of the racers dependent on both the car and the track. So how does one service interact with another? So such as things like, hey, maybe the track is a little too cool, so we need to call that out. Oh, John
Labaugh has a nice spin. But it's bad that it happened there, because he was just being such a polite racer, letting John Hayward have room on the track to get by, and I think he just got back in the gas a little bit early coming out of that turn. Hate to see that, but hopefully gets back on track and gets sorted quickly.
Yes, absolutely, and that would be, an indicator of a service dependency of, losing your hood might be causing big disasters for you in the race. Right. But what do we have going on tomorrow, Corey, with the hackathon?
Well, I tell you, the hackathons, to me, they just keep getting more fun, because we're getting deeper into the technology, and we're learning more, not only about what it takes for racers, racing team managers to be successful, but we're starting to peel the onion back on the tech, which is fun. But we're getting into what is the world of esports, and how is it different and sort of similar in some cases to F1. And we're actually going to be sitting down tomorrow with Blake Reynolds, who you all may remember raced with us in race number 4 at Bristol. It was a NASCAR style race, and Blake is one of the 2 members of the team from McLaren Shadow Esports competing in the Coca-Cola eNASCAR series. And Blake's going to actually sit down and talk with us about the role of a team that supports a driver. So in that series, he actually has the ability to have a spotter. And many of the pros actually have multiple folks managing on the team. And here we're taking a quick view through all the cars, getting a nice view of the front look and feel of those McLarens, looking great. But the exciting thing is we're actually going to hear from him what kinds of data the spotters and his team would like to see. And our hackers are actually then going to go build using Splunk IT Service Intelligence and our glass tables function. Think of that as a really mature visualization platform that gives you the ability to not only land metrics and data and cool things, but to do it with colorful and powerful context, whether it's mapping, it's using editable graphics features to where colors can mean different things based on the thresholds that we build in ITSI. So it's really going to be fun to actually dig in tomorrow with Blake to understand kind of, I didn't really know that, these guys, you think, oh, esports, it's just somebody in their mom's basement, driving with a steering wheel duct taped to a 2x4 and a desk. No offense to you, Kyle, for your setup, but it's actually... It's actually a very professional.
Most of that is true.
It's actually quite a professional series, and these folks, there's a lot on the line, a lot of money on the line. There's a lot of pride. We put a lot of energy and time into it, and so we're actually going to, it's fun to sort of peel that back and start to expose to many of you, maybe who are, some of this esports stuff is new to you. Really, the depth of competitiveness and investment that these folks make to be competitive in these series.
It is absolutely astounding to see just how fast they can go as well. We're out here putting on a bit of work, averaging. I'm doing okay with 2-minute lap times, following Kelly Hayward a good bit, trying to stay consistent on my lap times, but it is just absolutely astounding when you can see some of these professionals just get out here and just tear up these lap times. But yeah, it is absolutely wild after talking with Blake, seeing what data he was particularly interested in and how he can use that for immediate insights into his racing, both from him and more so his spotter, which will be super interesting to see what we can handle tomorrow.
Yeah, and then
very excited.
Spoiler alert, in episode 6, so the hackathon, the final hackathon of the first sort of series of data drivers, we're actually going to be sitting down with Blake in the weeks ahead, building him some dashboards and some capabilities in Splunk Observability Cloud that he's actually going to land on screen during some of his practice and race sessions, because he believes that there is insights that he could gather in race to indicate things to him that would help him go faster. And so we're looking forward to making data really a part of his winning formula and becoming more data driven as part of data drivers. Now, if you folks are interested, I do want to call attention. Oh, Kyle, you got a pass there. Pass Kelly Hayward. That was, late breaking. You did a late break on her. I liked it.
I did. So I've been following behind her because she is a very consistent racer and she can beat me in the corners normally. But I noticed that if I could work a bit of an advantage in late break and then hold my corner and hold my race line as I got around it, I could take advantage of that. So I did capitalize on that moment there. And, if you could hear the broadcast of the driver's audio, I was screaming just with excitement as I rounded that corner. But yes, as you mature as a racer and you grow a bit more, I know we say it every race, Corey, but just consistency is key, and then capitalizing when you see the split second that you can take, a corner or a turn or a straightaway to overtake that person in front of you is absolutely where you change positions in these races.
Yeah, for sure. You can see she's still staying right on your tail there, buddy. I don't think you're going to shake her anytime soon. And George Wicker is right ahead of Jeremy Howerton. And here's another kind of interesting sort of data note is George told us during the race that he had actually implemented a setup on his car, which a setup is basically a set of configurable details around suspension, downforce, things like that affect how the car drives, braking biases, things like that. And he actually chose what's called a sprint setup for that McLaren. And the sprint setup is designed for those very short races. And so it sacrifices longevity in some cases around tire wear and things like that for speed, right? The ability to go fast and kind of produce fast lap times. So clearly he's using that to his advantage right now. And the DisruptWorks livery, which, by the way, thanks to DisruptWorks, I know you got a handful of folks not only racing, but also participating in the hackathon. So super happy to have them well represented here. But George is we'll watch here. We're a little bit over halfway through the race. I'm curious to see how Jeremy is actually running a baseline setup with not too many changes. Probably going to be a little easier on the tires. We'll see how that goes. And look at there, Kelly chasing you down again.
I'm telling you, I think it's worse to have somebody hot on your tail than it is to be chasing somebody down, because your eyes, you're not looking ahead, you're looking behind you, just going, oh, she's gonna find the moment, the opportunity, and just overtake me. But yeah, it is. We've talked with Tobin plenty of times around, what is important, and tires and weather are very important to him. So to see George out here with a more sprint race setup, it'll be really interesting to see how this race unfolds with him.
Jeremy
if
gets
he can
by.
handle. And
Look
there it
that.
is.
Yeah, it looks like George got held up a little bit, took the outside racing line, got held up a little bit by a back marker, and Jeremy was able to sneak by in the McLaren with my terribly looking mug on top of it.
Maybe it does add some extra speed. We're just not sure.
I'm just saying it worked out pretty good there. Well, folks, if you're interested in getting hands-on with this racing data, it's as simple for you as clicking the link over there in the chat window, signing up for the hackathon, and we'll send you a link to actually access a Splunk Lab environment where this data is being streamed in real time. We even have a Splunk Lab environment with ITSI available that we've actually created a data generation process where it's constantly streaming the race from Bristol over and over again, so that you always have metrics and data flowing in, so you can actually get in there and tinker at any hour of the day, wherever you are around the globe, and start to understand how the tools work with this really fun data set. So I highly encourage you, if you want to get hands-on, definitely click the link in the bio or in the chat. But there's another thing that I have to call attention to that I know, Kyle, you and I are passionate about. John Labaugh is with us on the racetrack today. He is one of the masterminds behind Splunk's Boss of Ops and Observability. And for those of you who aren't familiar with this program, we lovingly call it Boo. But Boo is a capture the flag-esque kind of game where we actually have created a simulated environment that simulates kind of the job of IT and DevOps practitioners in episodes that are real things that people would face in a competitive, fun, fast-paced environment where you can get not only hands-on with the data, but see how your skills stack up against other folks and other teams that are trying to solve the same challenges. And there is the America's Boss of Ops and Observability happening immediately after this race at 3 p.m. Central Time. That's 4 p.m. Eastern. And you can sign up for that by going to boo.splunk.com. That's boo.splunk.com, and sign up, and you can actually participate in. And really, that's what this is all about. It's all about using data that's fun, right? It's great to go and have fun with data, but learn skills that actually make you better at your day job, or learn skills that may open up a new day job for you. Tom West looking like he's using all of the track there. I don't know if that McLaren has the mud tires, but I think he's going to see how good they are in the dirt. But I'll say this. One of the things about iRacing that's super challenging to me as compared to other racing sim platforms is in the grass, it's like an immediate, I spin out. If I touch the grass, I'm gone. Tom West, incredible job holding that car steady there. Quite impressive. Absolutely incredible, the finesse that he has there.
You would think with as much time as I spend in the grass myself that I would be better at it, but I should be taking notes or maybe looking at his data stream. Let's go around and see what I can do to improve on that.
There you go. Well, also, folks, we talked about Boo happening literally in about 30 minutes. Definitely sign up for that. But if you're not able to do that and join us in the Americas time zone, in that one it doesn't work out for you, don't despair. Splunk.conf 21 is just around the corner, October 18th through the 21st. And folks, it's a hyper event. Oh, Kelly's pumping into Kyle there. That is tough. Kelly was going for that late break. That's exactly where you passed her a couple laps ago. So she looked for that late break, but wasn't able to turn in and just bumped you off the track. Oh, it looks like this is, this is a class move right here. Kelly Hayward slows down, gives you back the position because she bumped you off the track. That's kind of a tough situation. She recognizes, hey, that was my bad, and lets you across the track, lets you take back that position. That is a classy move from a classy Splunk family. Good to see that stuff there.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I thought I was just going fast for a second. So very much thank you, Kelly. I really appreciate it.
For sure. Well, and so as I was saying, Splunk.conf is happening both in person and virtual. And you can sign up by going to conf, that's conf.splunk.com. And spoiler alert, we're actually having a session. So we'll have a breakout session talking about data drivers. You can, once you've registered, You can sign up and add that to your schedule. It's ITO-1117 is our session number. If you just look for data drivers in the search, I'm sure you'll find it. And I will say, fun stuff. We're having a big Boss of Ops and Observability at .conf. And
yes.
Kyle, we're going to have a little bit of data drivers material there, huh?
Just a little bit. So if you have done Boo or you're about to do it here in 30 minutes or so, you'll see the virtual race to .conf from Conf 2020. But this year, we now have not one, but 2 data drivers episodes coming into Boo, which I am just stoked about because we get to touch quite a few different products out of the Splunk family. So it's been a lot of fun building these scenarios and these episodes and seeing what we've learned from the past year and where we can handle that going forward. But we also seem to have quite a few other data drivers experiences at .conf. Can you share any more around that just yet, or we'll just have to wait and see?
We do know that there's going to be some racing simulation experiences available to the conf attendees. We'll probably be running some virtual series as well, so folks can come racing with us as well and get in on it. McLaren is going to be part of .conf. We can't really speak to how much they're going to be there, but they're going to have a presence at .conf as we are one of their technology partners for the F1 racing program and McLaren Shadow Esports. And I can tell you that we're going to have some in those simulators. We're going to be including some great broadcasts during .conf, showcasing that as well. So be sure, as we said, sign up for Boo and sign up for .conf. And if you sign up for .conf, make sure you participate in Boo to get hands-on with the data if you weren't able to get hands-on with us here. Or even if you were, they're going to be completely new and different challenges. So be sure to tune in. And we've been, just for the folks that are watching, this is really, I say this jokingly, but like these top drivers, folks like John Hayward, A-class driver, putting on a clinic of how to go around this track the right way. He's attacking the race line, using as much of the track as possible, operating that car at the absolute edge. It's really fun to watch. Now, if anybody's interested as well in getting hands-on with the racing and you want more challenges, more time behind the wheel than what we're offering as part of Data Drivers, I'm excited to tell you that Splunk is a title sponsor of the 2021 Logitech G Challenge. Kyle, tell us a little bit about what the Logitech G Challenge is and why folks should be signing up and getting involved.
Oh, it is absolutely exciting. So if you can't get enough from us over the next bit, it's great because Logitech G Challenge is picking up this week, and they're handling monthly racing experiences where you have a month to qualify, and then at the end of every month they do a live race on Twitch with the top racers. It lasts 6 months and ends in Las Vegas in the final championship, where you can win an all-inclusive trip to Vegas, a supercar driving experience. You can meet professional drivers and athletes, and even win a McLaren Racing VIP experience. Now, what was really wild about this too was that you can do it on iRacing using open wheel cars as well as NASCARs on oval tracks. Like our friend Tim Hard, he is the king of ovals, so I think he'll be joining out there and teaching us a thing or two. Or if you're using a couple other different racing platforms, you can use that as well, like Assetto Corsa.
Assetto Corsa Competizione. Just want to put it out there that the checkered flag is out, and John Hayward, congratulations, runs a steamy fast lap on that last one to take home the P1 position. And it looks like I've got I'm pretty far behind, if I'm honest. John put on some time between he and I, but I'm excited. It looks like coming in second place there, if I can hold it together. What we didn't see on screen there was I actually spun out on that on that last lap twice, but was able to save it. And looks like bring home that P2 position, which I am incredibly proud of on a challenging track with such an impressive field. Looks like Jeremy Howerton, that baseline setup. It looks like George Wicker fell off there at the end. I'm guessing that the tires maybe got a little squishy on them. We'll have to go back and look at the data to see what the tire wear percentages were and see if that really impacted. You see George coming across the line. And Haley Ferrario, congratulations on completing your first race in Data Drivers. Hopefully you'll come back and join us again and maybe even get in the G Challenge. We think you got us. Maybe you're hustling us. I think that's what she's doing. And there comes Kyle. Kyle was able to fend off the very polite Kelly Hayward. And Kelly's coming across there for place number 6. And speaking of places, we're looking for Ryan Ploss to come across there shortly. While everybody's finishing up the race, I do just want to say, one, thank you so much for joining Data Drivers. Be sure to come back tomorrow, same time, same Twitch channel, and follow along in our hackathon. Like I said, we're going to have Blake Reynolds from the Shadow McLaren esports team getting hands-on with Splunk and telling us all about how iRacing and success in the pro levels is powered by really a team effort. And we're going to talk about how to make them more data-driven. And super glad to have Tom West coming back to join us. I know he's excited to get back behind the wheel. And again, this is a truly global series. Thank you all for joining us. I want to make sure that you not only enjoy the racing action. Oh, Tom, hold it together there.
Putting on a show at the end of the race. Now he's just showing off. Yes,
I think he was having a little fun. He wanted to show us how well he can drift that thing. And thanks again to John Labaugh calling out the boss of ops and observability. Coming up here next on Splunk's Twitch channel. Stay tuned here. Make sure you go over to boo.splunk.com and register for that super fun gamified event where you can get hands-on with Splunk in some real-world scenarios, not only racing with the virtual racer.conf episode, but also with real-world IT and DevOps scenarios that might be really fun for you to learn. I'm Corey Minton, IT strategist at Splunk, and Kyle Prinz. Thank you so much for joining the broadcast. I want to encourage everybody to check out the Boss of Ops and Observability coming up next. We'll see you on the next Data Drivers. Whatever you're into, be data-driven and join Data Drivers.